All right, let's dive into a historical tale that sounds so absolutely wild you'd swear it was made up. It's one of the strangest claims I think I've ever come across, and it's all about something you probably enjoy every single day.
I mean, really think about that. Can you picture it? A government paying people, actual agents, to just wander the streets with their noses in the air, trying to catch a whiff of illegally roasted coffee beans. It sounds like a joke, right? So, did it really happen?
The answer is a big, resounding yes. It absolutely happened. It might sound like a punchline, but back in the day, being an official, state-sanctioned coffee sniffer was a real job. You could actually get paid for it. But wait, because as it so often goes with these amazing little dives into history, the story you might have heard online isn't quite the full picture. The truth, once you dig into the details, is actually even weirder. Okay, so here's where the popular version of the story gets a little fuzzy. The claim usually says it was 19th century Germany. The reality? It was 18th century Prussia, which was a very powerful German state at the time. Now, that might seem like a tiny detail, but trust me, it's the key to understanding why this bizarre policy ever existed in the first place.
So, to really get the why, we've got to meet the man behind all of this, King Frederick the Great of Prussia. And oh boy, did he have his reasons for hating coffee. See, in the mid-1700s, Prussia had what Frederick saw as a massive coffee problem. Everybody was drinking it, it was exploding in popularity. But here was the catch. Prussia couldn't grow coffee. Every single bean had to be imported. This meant that a river of Prussian money was just flowing out of the kingdom to pay for it. For a money-conscious ruler like Frederick, this was a total nightmare. So what was his solution? He decided the state was going to take control of the whole operation.
And you gotta love his personal take on the whole thing. This quote is amazing. Frederick basically said, "Look, I grew up drinking beer soup, and if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for everyone else." He genuinely believed that beer was the proper, patriotic drink for his people, not this trendy foreign coffee stuff. It's just a perfect window into his mindset. So, the king has his motives. He's set up his monopoly, but now he needs enforcers. And this, my friends, is where our stars enter the story. The legendary coffee sniffers.
And yes, they had an official German name and everything. The Café Riecher. These weren't just some neighborhood watch, no. They were government agents, and their one and only job was to follow that delicious, unmistakable smell of roasting coffee right to whoever was breaking the law. And this wasn't some tiny pilot program either. Frederick hired about 400 of these agents. But here's the detail that just blows my mind. They were mostly disabled war veterans. This whole strange policy was also a kind of jobs program, giving a new sense of purpose and a paycheck to soldiers who couldn't fight anymore. Then, things got really serious in 1777. Frederick put out an official edict that basically turned coffee into a class symbol. From that moment on, only the absolute elites, we're talking nobility, clergy, top officials, were legally allowed to have it. For the average person, totally forbidden.
And the monarchy was not playing around. The edict laid out the punishments, and they were terrifying. You could get hit with a huge fine, sure, but the law also stated offenders shall be liable to immediate execution. You heard that right. This wasn't just about a fine. You could literally lose your life over a cup of coffee.
So, how do you think regular people responded to all this? Did they just switch to beer soup? Of course not. They did what people always do when you ban something they love. They went underground. Secret coffee parties started popping up everywhere, with people gathering in secret to roast and drink their beloved illegal brew.
It's just an incredible story of everyday rebellion. But it's so wild, you might be wondering, how can we possibly know all this is true? Well, the process of confirming the story actually teaches us a lot about how to uncover these historical gems.
You know, tracking this down shows a pretty clear method. It's fine to start with a broad idea, even one that has mistakes, like the whole 19th century Germany thing. But the crucial next step is to double-check everything. The real magic, though, happens in step 3. You gotta search in the original language.
And this slide says it all. The moment you stop searching for coffee sniffers and start searching for the German word Kaffeeriecher, boom. You suddenly unlock this whole new world of original historical documents, local German museum websites, and articles that you would literally never find by searching in English. It's how you get past the myth and closer to the actual history.
So there you have it. The story of the Kaffeeriecher isn't just some weird historical footnote. It's a story about economics, about class, about rebellion, all wrapped up in a simple cup of coffee. And it leaves me with one last question for you to think about. What simple, everyday pleasure in your life is so important to you that you might be willing to become an outlaw for it? Thanks for joining me.